fields move and history is made by a very small number of extraordinary people.
He is the most worldwide famous physician the world has ever known.
He was the most intense, the most focused, the most hardworking person I've ever met in my life.
When I think of who the great people are in medicine that have lived in my lifetime, Mike DeBakey comes to mind almost immediately.
These are the dreamers, the builders, and the men and women who are the heroes of the modern age.
Well, I've known Dr. DeBakey for many years now, and it's well recognized that his contributions to medicine have benefited people the world over.
This is the man who's the innovator, the man for whom they recognize the reason people stay alive with heart failure today.
When I put the first Dacron graft in a patient in 1954, I decided that it was ready.
When a poet or a child says, "My heart is singing," we know exactly what he means. That more hearts will sing and fewer die is the mission of men like Michael Ellis DeBakey.
Now, how about yourself? Would you mind telling us your age?
My age? I'm 95.
And do you have any retirement plans for the future?
No. Well, my retirement plans are in the hands of God. Yeah, when I used to come in like this, you see.
Here we go. You know, I've been pursuing you for this for about 3 years now. I don't know how many letters I wrote you.
Yeah. The operating room is where I found myself most comfortable. And people used to say to me, "Well, what do you do to relax? You know, you have all this tension and all these patients to deal with." I said, "Go in the operating room." When you get into the operating room, you know this from your own experience, when you get in the operating room, everything in your mind that has been worrying you disappears. And the reason for it is that you're not concentrating on this patient. And your concentration is so complete. You know, they used to have music here. I didn't even hear the music. Even though you have your agonies here, you also get, fortunately, your ecstasies here.
When I was a medical student back in the mid-60s, I had a time when I spent with DeBakey as a medical student. That period of time just has never left me in terms of the most exciting moments, and all of what was going on there at that time was very, very inspiring to a young, impressionable medical student.
Michael Ellis DeBakey, 57 years old, surgeon, by appointment to the Duke of Windsor, Prince Otto von Bismarck, surgeon to the royalty of Europe and the royalty of Hollywood.
I think that cardiac surgery, when he helped to start the field, was very different from the genteel field that is now. In other words, they took chances, and in moving the field forward, they had to do things that were heroic.
Any great achiever is a person that really sort of outworks the rest of the world, and he's clearly an unbelievably hard-working person. He couldn't have done as much as he's done, and couldn't have developed all the things. If you go to the Houston Medical Center, I mean, it's just phenomenal, and evolved us into just a fantastic world-class medical center, almost as good as Harvard Medical Center, which is good.
How would you compare the Brigham and Methodist?
Well, as he said to me one time when I was pointing out how difficult it had been to do some of these things, he said, "Well, you know, we don't have that trouble at Baylor." He said, "You know, when I want to do something, I first consult the chief of surgery," and he said, "Of course, that's me. And then I have to discuss it with the dean," and he said, "Of course, that's me. And then I have to worry about the medical center, and the chancellor of the medical center is me." So he said, "We don't have a lot of trouble getting things done."
This was 1949. I just arrived a month or so before, in December '48. The fella out there where my car was parked, and he said that, Dr. Bakey, if you just walked out of here a few minutes ago, you'd seen a man shooting a deer over there. And that's where Methodist Hospital is right now.